Hi everyone, I hope you are well. In this demo, I'm going to do some quick gesture drawings. So in class for CAC, our first day is pretty much going to be gestures and just kind of getting down what's going to happen for this session. So the first day we're going to start with gestures. Gestures are very important to start with in any drawing class, whether it's the beginning class, even when you get into more advanced classes, you still want to practice gesturing, even if it's just something simple as a still life or something simple as a figure drawing. Gesturing is very important to a drawing. So what a gesture is basically just getting the essence of the drawing, getting down what you're saying without trying to get extreme details or things extremely accurate. You just want to see how things make sense in relationship to each other and also in relationship to the picture plane. So you never really get a beautiful picture or drawing when it comes to doing gesture drawings. So today what we're going to be practicing is a line gesture, mass and line gesture, scribble line gesture, sustain gesture, which is basically what you use in any class, is the sustain gesture. But it's good to practice the other stuff as well. So I'm going to get started. I'm definitely going to insert my setup, and I'm going to insert in this video what my still life looks like. I am drawing from observation. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to envelope shape. And enveloping the shape is getting the idea for what the overall drawing looks like as a whole. And then you want to get that overall shape, so the outlining of that. So when we're in class, you guys, I'm definitely going to give you more of a visual of it, but you're definitely going to need a skewer for this. So you kind of see my skewer. I have just a typical regular pencil that's here that I'm going to use. If you're using pencil, I would suggest use a 4B or 6B, something that's soft and easy to glide on our newsprint that's here. It's our newsprint. So I'm going to get started on what the shape I'm looking for, and I'll try to insert that as well. So with this shape, I'm trying to get the overall outline of my three objects that I have. So I'm going to go with a line here. Then I'm going to come over to this line. There's a huge drop that tends to happen that's here. And then I'm going to come back in and get this in. There's also a line that comes up, another line that comes back. So this is my envelope shape. So the objects that I have in this shape is a cup. It's also a small canvas as well as a sphere. So now in what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to start with my gestures. Gestures normally don't take that much time. You want to really just get as much in as possible. So I have that. If I go back, I know I'm going to make this sphere a lot bigger. I'm looking for relationships, how tall things are in relationship to one another. Like how tall is this sphere in relationship to my cup? How much of this comes down? How much of my cup handle comes out? So I want to quickly get things where they need to be. Then I want to see directions. If I'm saying, okay, this is my sphere that's here, which I need to get some type of idea of where it is. That's a little bit more solid with that line. And I also want to get space, so I'm not far away out. Another thing, you guys, if you go beyond what your initial envelope shape is, that's fine. And the envelope shape is just to get you where you need to go. So as you can see, I'm kind of coming out just a bit, and I'm probably off the frame as well. But this, I'll scoot it over. This gives you more of an idea, or this may help turn it around just a bit, And you can kind of get an idea of what I did so far. So that's a gesture for you. The next one we're going to do is pretty much the mash gesture, and that's what we're gonna start it the same way. Only difference is you will have an actual charcoal stick in your hand, but that is a line gesture that's here. Turn this back around. I'm gonna move it over just a bit more and straighten out my frame. All right, so the next one we're going to do, I'm going to use the same composition. I'm going to start it the same way. So for our mash gesture, you want to have a charcoal stick that's here. So this is, I don't know if you can see it, but this is a 6B, and I'm going to break it. And with this, I kind of want to get an idea for the side, because this is what we're using. We're using either the side of it, which is more easier to get the side. That's what we're using, the side of our charcoal stick that's here. So I want to start it the same way. I want to get that envelope shape in. So I want to start here, come over. I know that I need to come down and possibly far out. I don't want to go too far over my screen, so I'm gonna come in just a little bit more into that screen, and then come down and then come out. So with this, you want to use the edge, because really with this type of gesture, it's about getting the mass and it's about getting the space. So when you think about mass and volume, you're getting mass is the weight, and then also volume is the space. So I'm trying to get that in. I know that I have a sphere that's here. Then I also have once again, I'm coming out just a bit, but that gives you an idea of what that is. So I'm going to turn my screen again. You're going to see the camera's turning, and this gives you an idea for what a mass gesture is with that envelope shape. All right, guys, so the next one that we're going to do, that I'm going to flip my screen over, or flip my page over. I think I'm gonna just draw out my screen. I'm going out of the page anyway, but this probably will help with everything. So excuse me while I adjust my frame to help a little bit more. Alright, so the next one that we're going to do is the mass and line gesture. So the mass and line gesture is the same thing, the same exact thing that we just did. The only difference is you're combining line gesture and mass gesture together. So I'm going to come in once again, and I'm going to envelope my shape. Come down just a little bit. There you go. So I'm going to envelope my shape. In, come down a little bit more, and kind of extend it out because I'm always going beyond the frame. Okay, so now that I have my envelope shape in, now I could come in still with that masked idea, using the side of my chalk, which is the side of my charcoal. I'm coming down. I want to get the mass, which is the weight. The weight of my objects. And then I kind of want to get this in. Then I come back in with a line to kind of describe what's happening. This comes in just a little bit, and I'm still looking at relationships, which is very important. So I'm looking at my negative space from here to here. Even while I'm gesturing, I'm thinking about, okay, how tall things are, the relationship of the height to the relationship of the height of the cup, which I personally feel like I need to go up a little bit taller, but it's a gesture. But for right now, I can always refix it. So you can see how this line just kind of defines that mass gesture that's there. And if you want to come in with some cast shadows, you definitely can. There's a little bit of a shadow back here. Also, horizon line that this stuff is sitting on. And get a table ground. That kind of gives you an idea of that as well. So this, you guys, we are looking at a mass line drawing. Yay, mass line. So the next one we're gonna do, so I'm gonna once again get a clean sheet of paper. So we did our line drawing, we did a mass drawing, gesture drawing, we also did a mass line gesture drawing. The next one that we're going to do is a scribble drawing. So with the scribble drawing, I can probably hopefully turn this back the right way. We're going to use a Sharpie. So you can use a fat tip, or you can use a fine tip. This is an actual Sharpie. It's just from a different college, but it's a Sharpie. So with the scribble gesture, you guys, is basically just that. It's a scribble. So you're using lines that are scribbles, or just kind of loosely scribbles, or kind of curled lines. Those are the lines that you're using. So I'm gonna still use my same composition with my cup, my ball, and my canvas. So I'm gonna come in. I still want to come in with an envelope shape. I'm coming in with an envelope shape, just so I know where things are going to be placed. Now I'm going to come in and I'm going to scribble, which allows me to get mass. It also allows me to get in some space, which that volume that's there also allow me to kind of utilize what I'm actually seeing just a little bit more and focus on that. It's not meant to be a beautiful gesture, it's just more of an exercise. Still want to think about my negative space. I actually stayed within my shape just a bit. So you guys, this is a scribbled gesture. Once again, you still want to think about what you're seeing. You want to think about how tall things are. I think I got this a little bit taller, or this just needs to be bigger. The spacing in between, you want to make sure you're paying attention to what's happening in the background. So I do want to get a table ground plane that's happening as well. So that's a scribble gesture, you guys. So the next one we're going to do, we're going to spend a little bit of time on the next one. So the next one that we're going to do is the sustained gesture. So the sustained gesture is a gesture that you would normally use in any given class, whether it's a still life class or a drawing class or a figure drawing class. It's one of those gestures that you start with a line gesture and then you build up, and then that aids into the whole vocab of sustain. You're sustaining it. You're correcting it as you go, and that's what the sustained gesture is. So I'm back with my pencil that's here. I want to go in and envelope the shape. So I'm going to try and stay within the frame. So I'm coming down to come around. Then I'm going to come out a little bit further than what I need to. And I'm going to connect this down. I'm going to come in. So I'm going to try my best to stay within this frame. Alright, so now I can come in with a line gesture. Bring this down. I know I have my ball that's here. This is my ball. I know go about this much up. This is that. Now if I go over just a bit, and it could just be my ball needs to move over too. So I do have a little bit of that time to correct. And then I think that'll keep me more in the box that I need to stay in. So I have my sustained gesture, and I'm kind of coming in. This line gesture, I'm sorry. So with the sustained gesture, you're getting it closer to what you're actually seeing, but it's still not going to be 100% there. So now that I have it, I want to kind of come in and build. So you're going to see a little bit of me correcting. So I'm going to come in and just kind of correct. I'm using straight line segments. That's just what I use, because I can always curve things out later. And I probably can get this over just a little bit more. Probably why it's good. Stay light at the beginning. I'm kind of everywhere with it. Alright, so let me go in. About that much of my sphere is kind of showing. And normally I don't erase, but I just don't want to get stuff too confusing because it's a gesture drawing. I normally leave my history all the time, but you still kind of see. I just wanted to lighten that up. So now I want to come in and get this curve, which is basically an ellipse, but right now we're not going to worry about the ellipse. Just going to bring this up. And I personally feel like I can go just a little bit taller. So I'm breaking out of my my box, my envelope shape, and that's fine. I just feel like it's a little bit taller than what I'm seeing. And then come in. This kind of ellipse shape. Now I got that in. Still kind of using straight line segments. Kind of bring this out just a bit. I'm gonna have to change this. So once again, you guys, this is the sustain gesture. So the sustain gesture, I'm coming in, I'm trying to make things look more accurate to what I'm seeing. And I kind of got a crazy pinched corner happening. Alright, so we have that, and get this in. I know that's the spacing that I'm seeing. I know this is going to some vanishing points off of the page. This is 2. So now I could kind of come in and do a little bit of a line correction. Alright guys, so this is my sustained gesture. Not 100% accurate, but it gives me an idea of where to go. Normally when we do sustained gestures, we keep the lines light. I went in fairly dark so you can definitely see what I can do, or what I'm doing. But normally in class we go fairly light with it, but this gives you an idea of what you're going to be doing in class, at least for the first day, and this is just a video demo. So I would definitely do another demo in class so you get a clear visual, but this gives you more of an idea of what we're going to be doing with these gestures. So it's more about hand and eye coordination. It's also about how to at least get the full composition down, not breaking on just one object and the next object. You're getting everything down in one lump. You're getting the essence of the drawing, and then you're able to build on top of that with corrections, because really from this point on it's correction after correction after correction to get things a lot more accurate at what you're actually seeing. But this gives you an idea for that. I also want to get in some type of ground plane in. So I don't have floating objects. Oh, that gives us a little bit of an idea. Alright, you guys, so we will be practicing this in class very soon. So I will see you later. Bye.